Ready for another lesson? Words of wisdom from an old head. I grew up with my grandparents. My grandparents was a part of the days of yore, where women actually had class and a woman would never embarrass her husband out in public and she would go on business trips to get her field plowed and we didn't understand that. We didn't know that. But now with the invent of social media and cameras everywhere and everybody have a dragon camera in their pocket. Now we can see these things. My cousin was basically juicing hoes and stuff like that, and I didn't feel sorry for them because this was victimless crimes because they chose to put themselves in that situation because at a young age I understand women aren't too bright. I was introduced to this man and it was an older gentleman and my grandfather was a very stubborn man, but he wasn't as stubborn as this other man, this other gentleman. I had to listen to the other gentleman because he was the prototype of what I think a man should be. He was muscular, had a beard, seemed to have kept himself together. And when I see his interaction with women, he always come from a place of power. And I always model myself after him. He had his bad days and he had his negative flaws, but everybody do. He was telling me that you don't ever see a pimp chasing hoes. Hoes chase the pimp. And I never did understand that. No, I ain't propagating beating and broads and all kind of stuff. I'm not propagating that. But it's like basically sum it up in new age terms is go after the women that chasing after you. That's basically what I understand. Because if you go after a woman that not chasing after you, you gonna pay to play. But the women that are invested in you and interested in you, they will willfully give it to you and they'll be spending more money on you than you on them. I know it's a backward concept, especially in this day and age. Especially when you're seeing people and women complaining about men courting them. Why in fuck's name would I court you, or why in fuck's name would a man court you when we could look at you and look at your Instagram or your social profiles and see nothing but cleavage, 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 ass hanging out, cleavage, a scallawap lifestyle? Why should I court you when I already know by default I don't even stand a chance? Let me tell you why I don't stand a chance. Because my pocket's in and swole like that. You're a socialite or a wannabe socialite. And I'm a dude with a 9 to 5, or we dudes with 9 to 5s. If you're a 9 to 5 dude, you don't stand a chance. Truck driver, get the fuck out of here. Any other occupation other than entertainer, rapper, drug dealer, pusher, all the other likes, football player, you don't stand a chance because you don't have the visibility. And that's what she's looking for. She's looking for clout. If I'm a man and I have the visibility and I have the resources, you fucking crazy if you think I gonna go chase you. Especially for some rotten box. Something that probably as wide as the Grand Canyon. Not even Evel Knievel could jump it on his little motorbike. Because you so wide. And it's so deep because it's been abused. And you want me to coach you. Right. And hell gonna freeze over. This is the nonsense that I'm talking about, and this was advice that he gave me a long time ago. And even in high school, when I was in high school, I noticed that some of the girls wasn't even messing with any of us dudes if we didn't have no car, we didn't have none of that stuff. If we wasn't drippy, they wouldn't even look at you. They were fucking with dudes outside of the school. I would see girls, 9, 10, 11 graders, getting dropped off by grown-ass men. And I was like, no way that's her father. Because I know her father. I talked to her a couple times. So my thing is I want to know if your father know that you out here getting your field plowed by this dude. Because he not dropping you after school because of the goodness of his heart. This man ain't dropping you for that. He want to drop them drawers and bend you over. We know that. In high school, I understand that. And even this dude, the gentleman, had friggin' girls in 12th grade graduating on the way out to college and stuff at his doorstep. But he was iced out. He had chains, watches. Man had the Benz with the friggin' car phone. Yet I was taking the bus, school bus. Or sometimes you would catch me at the bus stop, the shanty, standing up there waiting for the bus to come. And I get on the bus with some of these girls, and I would hear the girls in the back giggling and all kind of thing. Was annoying as fuck. Sometimes he'd give me a ride home, and I'd see, like, girls, like he had the stoplight, and the girls walking across the street and staring at him because his rims gleaming. I didn't know what he do for a living, but I could tell you it wasn't a drug dealer. I didn't know what he do for a living. And that man teach me a lot because I would have been a sucker out here. I made a mistake even though I went back. I went back a couple steps for a couple years. I made a mistake. We all ain't perfect. And I let him know. But out of that mistake with that woman, I had my child. But then, the thing about it is I was more in love with this woman than she was in love with me. And that's where I fuck up. And that's where a lot of people like, oh, who hurt you? That woman hurt me. And then when I went to him, he was very upfront and blunt. But he could have seen I was hurting, so he didn't go in on me that hard. And he was like, I told you so. And I cry in front of this man. And he was like, you gonna be all right. Trust me. I had my heart broken many times. But this is what, no, I break hearts. I don't get my heart broken. Never again will I have my heart broken. And that stick with me. And I keep in touch with him today too. He have a wife, but not in the traditional sense. They've been together for like 19, 20 years. And that's how it should be. And that was sage advice from that man that I thank him for every single fucking day. And this is the advice I impart onto you. Never love a woman more than she love you. That's what I get from him. And it stick with me to this day. If you love this woman more than she love you, the relationship doom. But if you impartial, don't get in your feelings, stay the course of your manly course, she gonna be into you. Because she can't help but be dominated because she wants to be dominated. She wants to be controlled because she don't have it. And she wants a decisive man. And that's one of the key characteristics I've noticed with him. He's a very decisive man. Yes me, yes, and no me, no. There's no wavering. And that's the lesson for today. You've been taught.